Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we dig into company filings to uncover the real story before the press releases even hit the newswires. Get ready because today we're looking at an amendment to an 8K filing from Century Aluminum Company, and let's just say there was a little paperwork mix-up that needed fixing. So this filing is an amendment, meaning they're correcting something from a previous filing. It is all about their results from the third quarter of 2025, which ended on the 30th of September. Before we dive in, if you like getting these plain English breakdowns of complex corporate documents, hit that subscribe button, and if you want to join a community of minded folks dissecting these filings, our Discord is linked in the description below. Now, let's get to it. So what is this amendment all about? Well, the company clarifies right away that this is just a technical correction. It seems there was a little oopsie in how they submitted their original report through a system called EDGAR, which is how companies file with the US Securities and Exchange Commission. The problem was they accidentally listed the wrong item numbers in the submission header. They meant to report on item 2.02, which is about results of operations and financial condition, and item 9.01, which covers financial statements and exhibits. But they initially filed with item 2.01. This amendment is just to fix that header issue. The actual content of their original report is what matters. And that is what we'll focus on. Essentially, they're saying the original report was correct in substance, it just had a minor filing mistake. Now, for the juicy part, on the 6th of November 2025, Century Aluminum Company put out a press release announcing their financial results for the quarter that ended back on the 30th of September 2025. This is pretty standard for public companies. They release their earnings and usually have a conference call to discuss them. The filing tells us that a copy of this press release is attached as Exhibit 99.1, and it is considered part of this report. They also mention they're holding a conference call to talk about these results on that same day, the 6th of November 2025 at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. The call will be webcast live on their website, and a replay will be available later. Okay, so the real meat of the information comes from that press release. Even though it's not directly embedded in this text here, it's referenced. While this amended filing doesn't give us the numbers directly in this snippet, it points us to where they are, and the key takeaway is that they are announcing their operating results. For a company like Century Aluminum, which produces primary aluminum, their results are heavily influenced by global commodity prices for aluminum, energy costs, and demand from industries like automotive and construction. Think about it, if the price of aluminum goes up, their revenue can increase significantly even if they don't sell more. Conversely, if energy costs skyrocket, their production costs go up, squeezing their profits from both ends. The date of the press release, the 6th of November 2025, is important. This tells us the market was getting this information around that time, and investors would have been reacting then. This section just confirms what exhibits are part of the filing. We've got Exhibit 99.1, which is that crucial press release, and Exhibit 104, which is the interactive data file, often in what's called inline XBRL, designed for computers to read and process financial information more easily. It's like a digital translation of the financial report. And finally, we see the signatures confirming who is filing this. Peter Tchaikovsky, who holds a pretty important position as Executive Vice President, Chief Financial Officer, and Treasurer, has signed off on this. This means he is attesting to the accuracy of the information being filed. This is a standard part of SEC filings where key financial officers take responsibility for the disclosures. Alright, let's step back and look at the bigger picture here for Century Aluminum. This filing itself is mostly a procedural correction, but it points to a more significant event, the release of their quarterly financial results. While we don't have the specific numbers in front of us in this particular text, we know the context. It's about how they performed financially in the third quarter of 2025. If we were to imagine the financial tables from that press release, we'd be looking for things like net sales, cost of goods sold, operating income, net income, and earnings. Purse hair for Century Aluminum. The really interesting numbers would be how their revenue stacks up against earlier quarters and against their competitors. Wednesday also be scrutinizing their cost of production, especially energy costs, which are a massive factor for aluminum producers. A strong quarter would mean they managed to navigate volatile commodity prices and energy markets effectively, perhaps passing increased costs on to customers or benefiting from higher aluminum prices. A weak quarter would signal challenges. Maybe a drop in aluminum prices or significantly higher operational expenses without a corresponding revenue boost. Wednesday also want to know if they are growing. Are their sales increasing over time? Are they becoming more efficient? For a company in a cyclical industry like aluminum, It's crucial to understand if they're capitalizing on upswings and weathering the downturns effectively, their competitive position in the market, their ability to secure raw materials, and their strategic investments in technology or capacity would all be reflected in those financial results. For instance, if they've invested in more energy efficient smelters, we'd expect to see a positive impact on their cost of goods sold over time. Looking at their stock ticker, SENX, registered on the Nasdaq stock market LLC, indicates they are a publicly traded company. This means their performance is constantly under the microscope of investors and analysts who will be dissecting those earnings reports for signs of strength or weakness. The fact that this is an amended filing, even for a technical reason, can sometimes raise a tiny flag for investors to pay closer attention to the details. But in this case, the company has clarified it's just a filing error. Overall, Century Aluminum, like many industrial companies, operates in a world of fluctuating prices and global economic headwinds. Their ability to forecast, manage costs, and adapt to market conditions is key to their success. We know they announced their Q3 2025 results on the 6th of November 2025, and that the attached press release is the source of the detailed financial story. To truly understand their health, we'd need to analyze that press release and the financial statements within it, comparing those numbers to previous periods and industry benchmarks. Alright, that is our quick decode of this amended filing from Century Aluminum Company. It's a reminder that even the most technical filings have a story to tell, and sometimes it is about fixing a paperwork mistake rather than revealing a major shift. What's your take on how companies handle these kinds of corrections? Do you think it affects investor confidence? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this breakdown helpful, please give this video a like and subscribe for more in-depth looks at corporate filings. Don't forget to check out the Discord link in the description to join the conversation with our community. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode of Corporate Decoder.